Hello, hello, and welcome. Hello. As ever, I'm Chris. Me over here. On Gross Models. Let's use this here. And this is Warhamster time. There's the Warhamster, which gets a little airing each week. I haven't done anything to him this week. I do mean to do a bit more detail work and highlighting and stuff, but not yet. That's an ongoing touch-up problems as we go. So welcome to all of you. As ever, Pascal was here, like last week. Well, I know some of you were here last week anyway, but yeah, Pascal was here complaining that nobody was here. Zadster came in, said, I'm not here. Then Candygram from Mongo came in and said, I'm not here either. So I don't know if anyone's here. I'm confused. I'm pretty sure I'm here, but I don't know about anyone else. So if anyone is here, hello and welcome. Please let me know if I'm, loud enough, quiet enough. According to everything should be exactly the same as normal, and I should be audible and videoable. Vidable. You should be able to see and hear me. So welcome. Yeah, I nearly missed my cue for starting the music thing, so I'm about 30 seconds late starting. So apologies for that. Hope you haven't been waiting too long. I know Pascal's been waiting for weeks, but we won't worry about that. Right. So as ever, this is Warhamster time. So this is what I'm doing. This is the Warhamster thing. Let's see. George says paint them pink. Timber says howdy. Candygram says, did Warhamster get a name? No, I don't think he did. I did mention a name for the Warhamster and didn't really get any further than that. So yeah, if you've got name suggestions for the Warhamster, put them in chat. I might miss them in chat, but or send me a mail. The normal email address applies. grossmodels@gmail.com. Sounds exactly like last time, so totally fine, says Asta. Volume all good, says Timber. Thank you all. John's in, saying hi. Say John, George, Candygram are all my lovely patrons. They send me money. It's lovely. So welcome to you. And everybody else, obviously, welcome. Oh, Dad's here as well. Dad's also a patron now, so yeah, look, you're getting outnumbered in here again. Welcome to everybody. Quano Man's in. Wayne Hayward. And I think that's everybody different that I've said. So yeah, I'll try and keep an eye on the chat. It's just on the little iPad just over there, so I'll try and keep an eye on it. But obviously, as painting's going on and stuff, I'll go back to it occasionally. If you do have anything that you want to mention and make sure gets mentioned, give me a big capital letter shout out. There is the super chat which you can use as well, which will make beepy noises and things at me. And or you can email me and I'll check that at some point before I go offline anyway. Oh, Paul at Team Inept's in as well, saying look at those mighty knobs. These are mega knobs. These are. Since last time, I painted them all black, and then I realised that might not be a great idea because I know black and orange and yellow didn't go down too well. The red's probably going to be okay. So I've had to think about it, and when I tried to do the orange over the black last time, it was directly on with the layery orange, not a base coat orange. It said to base in the white, but I've changed my thing around. Look, I've got the paint all sorted. It's all great. I don't know about orcs. I assume they're green, so I've got some Death Guard green and some Moot green to do some skin tones on those, which should be okay. I've got some silver. I've got some lead belcher, Stormhost silver, and some Necron dry compound for the metally bits. And over the last couple of weeks, I went to the Warhamster store. My words are getting all mixed up today. Let me move them ones to one side because I don't need them quite yet. And I picked up some other paints because we decided we were going to do a yellow, an orange, and a red. I don't think we decided which one was going to be which, and I don't know about little oily squid. I'm going to say squig, but I think that's probably wrong. I don't know. I don't know about him yet as to what colour he's going to be as well. But we've got the jaws to do in the metallics and obviously other bits and things. So what I've done, let me move these to one side briefly. Actually, I'll put them right off to one side because I'm going to start on the little bits anyway to warm up and get ready to go. I have arranged in correct order as per Warhammer app painting preferences. The yellows, I have the red, and the orange. Now that's actually going with that as well. So I'll put that between there. So a quick little fun competition. Anyone name any of the paints in here? You should be able to tell them from the tops. I would have thought. Some of you are right. Painting and Warhammer geeks. I mean, those two look the same to me visually. They're a little bit darker, but I wouldn't be able to tell them apart. Getting them out my tray, I'm just not sure what was what. Paul says orange. Yes, yeah, orange is one of the one paint there has the name orange in the title, but only one. Yellow, says Pascal. There is actually three that have yellow in the name, but I want proper names. Come on, proper name. Brown, not brown. You lose, Paul. Zombie orange. No, I don't know that one. I have enough. Even I have enough trouble remembering Citadel paint names, says Edster. Gaz says, "What kind of orcs are you doing?" These are mega knobs. I don't know what flavour or type or anything else, but there's a big one with electricity and fire. A smaller one with chainsaws, and the other one with a big jaw of death thing and a huge rocket that's just completely impractical. So let's have a look. Kipper Knickers can say words like that. He's all right. Troll Slayer orange, says George. Yep, there's a Troll Slayer orange there. Which one? Flash Gits yellow is there. Yes, slightly less orangey. Isn't really there. Avalanche Sunset, says Paul. There is an Avalanche Sunset. Yes. Yellowy green. Cassandora yellow. Yep, is also there. Well spotted. Is that a blood one? No, there's no blood one there at all. I've got Blood of the Blood God, but it's not there. Flash Gits yellow. Flash Gits yellow is that one? Yep. We have Flash Gits yellow. Avalanche Sunset has been mentioned. Cassandora yellow has been mentioned. So we got those ones. That was Troll Slayer orange. So I'll move that to one side as well. Blood for the Blood God. No Blood for the Blood God there. No. I was there when you bought several of them. It's advantageous, says Paul. Kidney Bleed Blood Blue. No, I haven't got any blue. No. Yellowy green. Some other stuff too. Yeah, no. Yeah, this one that is almost the same as Flash Gits, as far as I can tell, is Uriel yellow or Uriel yellow. Which, yeah, I certainly wouldn't be able to tell which. It's obviously slightly more orange, but it's not wildly different. So yeah, that was that one. Fire Dragon Bright, said someone. Yeah, who said that? That was Lord Barkley the Third. Yep, Fire Dragon Bright is there. Urine Yellow says that. No, it's not. It might be, but it's not spelt like that at all. Jokero Orange. No, I don't know that one. We're just left with the reds actually. So its Warhammer could be called anything. Troll Slayer. That was Troll Slayer. We already did that one. We've just got the reds left to guess. So it could go on for ages, this one. Mephiston Red, says George. Yep, that's the base for both of them. So down to 3. I can see them all now as well. Corn Red. Nope. I think I've got that one, but that's not used in this. Dead Red, Corn Red, Blood Red. No, none of them. Red Dead Redemption, says Paul. No. Blood Red. No. Oh, I'm not even giving away stickers. Red off Shawshank Redemption, says Paul. You're just making them up now, aren't you? Come on, what's the red shade? You all know what the red shade is. I'm sure you do. Wazdaka Red. Is that even a thing? No, it's not. Evil Suns. There we go. Evil Suns Scarlet. Is that one? Lord Barkley, well done. Right said Red. Too sexy for my paint. So we've got 2 left to go. The Shade and a layer. I'll tell you it's a layer paint. Coraburg Crimson. Yep, that's that one. Where did I put my paint apps? It's sad stuff. Last one. Fastest finger first. It's got red in it. Rack something flesh shade. Not Reichland flesh shade. No, that's another shade, but no. Screamer pink, says Lord Darkly. No, it's red. It's got a red in the title. Come on, you'll know. If Fox was here, he'd have known it already. Red Savage off the Wonder Years. No, I'm not even making you ask the answer to find out what the greens are. But no, just the red. Red Dibner. No. Swiggy and Pigsy in saying, evening all. I know I'm late. I haven't started painting yet. We're playing Guess the Paint Colour. I didn't realise it was going to be so much fun, or I got more paints out for the. But looks orangey from here. It does. It's got. Well, it's not really a. It's definitely not orange, but it's yeah. We're going to be all here all nightly red. Yeah. It's got red in the title. Troll Slayer orange. We did that already. That was that one. That was that one that I just waved at you. Anyway, while you're doing that, salmon egg red, coffee up red, I'm going to start with some lead belcher. Because I'm going to start doing these. So I have a virgin wet palette. Lovely moist palette that I've just made. It's freshly made. So it's all nice and moist. Ready to go. So I'm going to get some lead belcher. I'm going to shake it up while I'm here, while you're still guessing. The colour Nemo says Sprugo. SpidQ8 says orange. No, we're on red now. Wild Rider red says Gemma, my wife from downstairs. Don't know how she can see that, but yes, she's correct. Well done, Wild Rider red. I'm slightly concerned that she found that out. She must have googled it. Don't drink this ready. Tomato sauce red says Asda. No, it's gone now. Too late. It was Wild Rider red. So I'm getting out some lead belcher. This is going to be the base coat for all of the metallics really. But the first bit I'm worrying about is the jaw mask things, because I'm going to need to do that. Paul's asking, is she a secret Warhammer fan? It's entirely possible. I don't know. Oh look, a fresh water pot with lead belcher in it. Oh, it's lovely. I could sit and watch that all day. That's just. Oh. Right. Anyway, enough of that. Let's let us begin. I shall delve and find a brush. What brush shall I use? I've got some brushes somewhere. Oh yeah, I'll put all my brushes. Thought I had the nice one over here, but can't find it now. Someone's nicked it. Or I've put it somewhere and not found it. Okay, well I'm going in fairly big, so I'm going to use a base brush because it's a base stuff that I'm painting. There we go. It says, well, hey, moist sounds a bit, rude. No, it's just a word. What's wrong with that? It's a perfectly serviceable word. Nothing wrong with the word moist. It describes adequately the hydrophobic content of the thing that I'm doing. I'm going to grip these in little tongs and paint bits, and then when that's dry I can rearrange my gripping and grip them elsewhere for the next bit. That's why I wanted to start on these, so it gives them plenty of time to dry, hopefully even before I get onto something else. I want to keep these in the right order because I'm not going to be doing them today anyway, but move them to one side. They can sit there quite happily. Lead belcher is the one that I'm using, and I reckon for these I'm just going to slap it on just like a Ted. So yeah, just good coverage. It's going to need a couple of thin coats, no doubt, but yeah. So I'm not worrying too much about the side that I'm gripping because I'm going to have to grip it somewhere. So I'm getting a good more than half of it painted, and then when that's dry I can come back and do the other half. So just getting a good coverage on there. That'll do. Move that to one side, like a production line. The notably orange coloured red. Yeah. I thought that was Gemma's name for Chris. I can't remember the name now. What we were talking about Wild Rider. Yeah, no. Right, so this is the mask. I'm sure there's some detail bits on this particular one that's going to need to be other colours, but it's easy to just cover the whole thing in a base of lead belcher. Because that's easy. You can always paint over it. And again, I need to grab it elsewhere to finish painting the bit that I'm holding. But it's definitely the easiest way of doing it. I reckon that's everywhere. A couple of little interior bits I want to make sure I get. There we go. Like It's Head, the early rejected draft song of the Madonnas. Now, I think they did Like It's Head, but it was copyright reasons, and you know, Ted used to work for secret government organisations, so they weren't allowed to publicise him in that way. Get that slapped on. It's nice to get a start on something, isn't it? You've got to, you know, getting the paint on, even if it's, you know, going to be gone over and chipped and weathered and made nasty. It's a good start, isn't it? So that was that, and thanks for watching. Yeah, bye. No, I'll leave them to dry a bit while I've got the lead belcher out. Let's have a look and see what I want to be doing with this. There's obviously all the armour across the front is going to be the colour bit, but there's going to be highlights and lowlights of lead belchery stuff everywhere. I think on this one it's mainly going to be the big electronic stuff. It's going to be sort of gold and silver, so lead belcher will be a good base for that. As ever, I've got no plans other than this one's going to be orange and this one's going to be red. I haven't got any painting guides or anything like that for colours, so it's all just going to be what I think's going to look about right. I'm deliberately not painting the bits inside the grooves there because I think they will be dark anyway, so keeping them dark is obviously of benefit. Although, if they do get a bit of paint on them, it's not a problem, is it? It's not the end of the world. Because I'm pretty sure a wash is going to do that. I see that there is actually a little nub in there. There's a little... That bit shouldn't be there. Let's get rid of that. That's not part of the kit. Get rid of that, and then I can just gently use a knife to get rid of the edge from that. Obviously not going to worry about repriming that or anything else, but definitely needed to get rid of that. Get some paint over the top of that, that'll be fine. There you go. You never knew it was there. Nobody will know. Don't tell anyone. It's fine. Let's get all of this covered actually. Let's have a look. Oranges to sprue glue. I missed why, but I'll come back to that in a moment. Like I said, says sprue glue. Okay, now there's obviously lots of these bits that are going to need to be painted as well, but there's not much point in doing most of that because I need to get through and around it to get to the skin and everything. So I'm not worrying about any of that for now, although that big flamey thing, I think I will. Because it's a big flamey thing. Yeah, let's get that covered. I do like just the first bit of painting. It goes from, you know, nothing and all one colour in primer or whatever, to actually having some form of shaping and definition. And as much as I love black primer, because it really does make painting a lot easier for some of these things, it doesn't show detail very well. So getting some paint on these shows up all the dials and everything a lot better than anything else. So it's nice to get started on some of this. The jaws, yeah, they're probably going to be there as well, aren't they? It's got a little drill thing in the middle there as well. That's going to be pretty horrible. They're going to clamp you and then drill. Oh, not a pleasant equipment, these orcs. I don't think they're going to a tea party. I think they're out for revenge or war or something. They're not in the best frame of mind, I don't think. There we go. Now this is obviously not neat, not tidy, not anything particular. It's just getting some definition on the certain bits, which is probably not the Warhammer way, but you know, I'm here. What are they getting? Who's going to stop me? Paul de Tomasio saying, what's happening, people? What's happening indeed? More hamsters are happening, as they always tend to. Little spiky bit at the top. Backpack. Most of the backpack I think is probably going to be metallic. Although the front bit's going to be obviously the colour that he's going to be, whatever colour that it ends up being. The leg braces probably as well, but again I need to get past it to get to the skin tone underneath there, so I'm not going to worry about that for now. Nice to get started. So, what have you all been up to in the past week or so? Well, you know, or 3 hours since Fox's stream, or anything interesting been happening? Dadster says Montgomery was the leader of the desert rats, wasn't he? Which were sort of hamsters, kind of. Yeah, rats and hamsters are obviously almost exactly the same, I'm sure. Are you suggesting Montgomery for the name for... I want to call him, you know, Brian the hamster or something, but Montgomery is a perfectly acceptable name, yeah. Doesn't sound very Space Marine-y. I'm sure he'd have to be, you know, Captain Montgomery the Third, defender of whatever. I don't have a backstory like Fox has got for his army. Is it the unending forces of the Holy Contrivance? I don't have anything like that. I'm not creative like that, so I don't know anything about anything. I'm not building an army, of course. That helps with not having to come up with stuff. These are just individual pieces for the enjoyment of building, and for hopefully your hopeful enjoyment of watching me build them and paint them. So there we go. That's, I think, all the lead belter I need to do for now, except for, hopefully, you never know, these are probably dry enough now for me to swap sides and get the other bit of that painted in. Yeah, there we go, looking good. Move that again to one side. Didn't move it yet. Move that up to there. Bing! Not sure if the pipe's actually it's not gonna be lead belcher anyway, but I better do it all in the same base. That'll make the top layers match better, won't it? There we go. So yeah. Let's see what we got in there. Zadster says, Field Marshal Montgomery of the 7th Armoured Division Space Rats. Yeah, I think it needs a number in there. It's going to be Field Marshal Montgomery the 3rd. Build the whole thing, paint white and mask in the red. What are we talking about now? Sorry. We're talking about Candygram says, I denubbed and sanded pieces of a Bandai A-Wing fighter. Should I paint the white and red parts separately and then assemble? If you can, then yes, that's going to be the easy way of doing it. Assuming... I didn't get any tissue. Let me get a bit of tissue out. Assuming that they are colour separated in parts, then yeah, I'd say go for that, because that's going to be the easiest way of doing it. If you can get away without masking, then my suggestion is always going to be don't mask. Of course, if you need to, then you need to, but you know. Build the whole thing, paint and mask in the red. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously red over white's easy enough, but a box, Paul, singular, not like loads of things. I missed the comment on that. Oh, there we go. Paul plans to go to the Warhammer shop tomorrow to pick up a box of Citadel skulls. Just the skulls and nothing else. No paint or a painting handle, or while you're in there, you know. Paul would say, I would say, whichever makes building the kit easier. Yeah, absolutely. Roland Rat has a friend that was a hamster. That was Kevin. It was a gerbil. It wasn't a hamster. That's the plan. I'll have to reserve myself from buying anything else. No, buy all the things. You know you've got to. Zadster says Roland. Kevin, Zadster, yeah. We're all rooting for you. Errol, I remember him. Was it? Oh yeah, Errol. Kevin was the gerbil, and Errol was the hamster. Yeah, I remember now. That was with old Schofield in the broom closet, wasn't it? I forgot about Errol. Errol? Maybe Errol? Does he look like an Errol? He could probably pull off Errol. Errol Montgomery the 3rd. Right. That's enough of that. Let's get to do some other stuff. Now, I'm not good at painting. I just finished there. Figures, busts and stuff. But I have heard that you should start on the inside and work your way out, which makes perfect sense, because it's going to be a lot easier to paint stuff that's in and then build my way out. So ideally you want to start at the skin and then, you know, sort of the hair, and not that these have got hair, but and work beyond. So I think that's a good place to start. So I'm going to jump in with some green. I've got the base of Death Guard green, and I will be adding over that some Moot green in layer, which is a lovely bright green, and yeah, it's going to make them look sick. Like ill. Sick, not sick good. Just sick. Right. Was there Errol? Yeah, was there Errol a hamster? Kevin was the gerbil. There was Errol the hamster. Yeah, there was. I'm sure. Now you said it, someone's going to have to Google it. I would, but my computer's busy doing all, you know, this. But I'm pretty certain that is the way it goes. Now this is a strange green. It's sort of, I don't know, it's not bright enough to be like a pus green or anything like that, but it's got a certain illness to it, I think. I'm going to need a smaller brush for this as well. I'm going to find that brush that I was looking for earlier, the one that I couldn't find. Don't want a really fine brush. I bet it's on the floor somewhere. It's probably fallen down and I haven't noticed. Or maybe it's there. That's the one I was looking for. My small base brush. Is it small? Yes, it is small. It's medium. It's a medium base brush. Kevin, Errol, and Neville. That's the squad named already. So that's the But there's 4 of them. There's this little thingy, and we're after naming my actual. Not these. The orcs can't be named like that. That's different. Right, I shall start with the first one I painted because it might be dry. And you know what? I bought one of these and I haven't used it. I shall put him into the painting handle and we'll see just how much easier it makes it. If I can get it in. There we go. Springy. So, yes. Pretty sure there's no skin. There's arms at the back. Let's start at the back because I always like to start at the back because it's when you mess it up, it's only the back. And you want to remember Hammy Hamster and Tales of the Riverbank. Yeah. Go back to that as well. Right, so I'm going to get some green into the bits that I reckon are skin. I don't see orcs as being, wearing a lot of jumpsuits and skin tight things. So I'm just gonna consider bits that I can see through things as being part of them. What about the legs? Not sure about the legs. I reckon there's some sort of trousery going on there. Paul's power tool has been dispatched. Woohoo! What? Last I heard you were ordering milliput and then finding it. What's this about a power tool? I reckon that's probably back in there as well. No, maybe not that bit. No, that's attached to that, so that's not. So that probably isn't either, but it might well be. Got to paint his love handles. Not fork handles. There we go. Okay. Then we've got arm bits, biceps. Do. Stupid big guns getting in the way. Yeah, that's that. That goes a little bit further on that one. Now the lead belcher probably doesn't need 2 thin coats, but this probably will. Is that? What about the tops of the arms? Yeah, I reckon that's probably arm as well. Just in there. You've obviously got the metallic band there, but the arm goes underneath it. There we go. And obviously some of the head, although this one's mainly artificial head by the looks of it. It's got some sort of mask action going on there, so let's try and get what I can see as being chin in behind them wire things there. Not worrying if it goes over other things because I'm going to be painting other things over the top there anyway. Now the one thing that I did wrong because of this whole painting underneath thing, the inside of the mouth. Obviously the inside should happen before the skin on the outside. So I'm hoping a wash will probably get in there and do what I need to do in there. This round the back as well. Pretty sure it's just the lower part of his head that's actually going to be green. Maybe the neck. There we go. It's definitely a metal thing over the top of his head, so that's pretty much him. And I reckon that most of the bits that I've already painted are already dry, so I can probably do a second coat on those straight away. And the backs of the arms. Bit under there. So yeah, how are you all? I know I just asked you that and haven't had a chance to look at the chat yet, but there's always someone that comes in late and didn't hear me. So how are you all? And I'll read the chat in a minute. To get some extra drawing done on the face and under the chin. There we go. Right, let's put him aside for now and have a look and see. Oh, he's not doing much. He's going to do a ridge breastcoat. I don't know what that is. Doing fine, thank you, says John. Glad to hear it. Let's move that to one side. Start on the next one. Right. Gaz Vickers says he's being terrorised by a 2-year-old. Wait till they're 15. Yeah, there's definitely some sort of trouser action going on there. Not trouser action, of course, obviously, but he's wearing some sort of trousers. Different arm arrangement, but very similar. Yeah, that's definitely part of that tank on this one, so I'm not going to paint the back of that. Let's see, the back of his arm's still though. And even the back of that arm, if I can see it and get into it a little bit. Some of these would have been a lot easier to paint without assembling, but that's not the Warhamster way. The creed of the Warhamster is you paint it after you built it. I don't know exactly why. I think it's just to make it really awkward. Slap that paint everywhere. Should be using a finer brush for this, but there we go. Now he's got, again, a mask on most of his face. So let's just fill in the eye holes. There we go. That mask covers all around, except for a little bit of neck that I can see in there. Obviously much less painting on that, so that's not going to be dry yet. So let's move on to this one. Let's have a look. Sergeant Bones says, full belly, hot tea and metal tank tracks, life is good. Paul Di Tomasio is doing okay here, can't wait for my shift to end. Yeah, it's hard work all this watching YouTube. Scorched Earth is here, says gets worse, Gaz. Zaz has had a fairly quiet weekend. Gaz has got 4 between the ages of 10 and 2. So yeah, he already knows what 2-year-olds are like. Long time since I had 2-year-olds. I assume Fox is away eating after his stream, which is only fair because I was eating during his stream. Although I still made it into the chat occasionally. Right, this one doesn't seem to have any noticeable armoury face things, so I actually get to paint his entire head. It's even got ears. Look. There we go. He's going to have obviously the metal lower face mask thing going on, but not quite yet. Do 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 do. There we go. Not forgetting behind the ears. Yeah. Okay, put that back. Move back to this one that's now dry. Sergeant Bone says, thank God my kids are 24 and 30. And the grandkids are just starting to crawl. Easy to catch. Yeah, grandkids isn't something I'm worried about at the moment, thankfully. Just the head and the bits around the back. Yeah, so if everybody's okay and we all know what we're doing, it's all good. Kids are both a blessing and a curse. Says somebody, Paul de Tomaso says that. I think most people will agree with you on at least one of those counts, yeah. And Pascal says, thank God I'm 22. Oh, wait. Yeah. Let's see. Painting. Not much to really talk about while I'm doing this. It's not that any of my videos are particularly educational, because I don't really know what I'm doing. But at least I can talk you through what I'm doing. But on this, there's, you know, I'm painting bits that I can see that look like skin. Not earth-shattering stuff, really. Getting all these nooks and crannies painted and under his head. There we go. Right, little green guy. I forgot about him. Don't try and live stream while you've got a paintbrush held in your mouth. It doesn't work. Now this will actually hold the little dudes as well. That's cool. Look, it doesn't fall out. Bradley C says, do horologists deal with Apple watches? No, I wear one most of the time, but no, you can't repair them or do anything with it. I'm assuming these guys are mostly green as well. He seems to have some sort of sackcloth on, but he doesn't seem to be wearing any real clothes. I'm assuming he doesn't get to wear very many clothes. Probably doesn't wear boots. So I think his feet are going to be green. He's got gloves on though. No, there's not much you can do to repair them. Anything goes wrong with them, you've got to go back to Apple, haven't you? See, the trouble is, I like watches, obviously, but I like tech. So, yeah, it's a tough decision. Do I wear something, you know, nice and craftsmanship type thing, or I'll just go for something more functional that's fun. Fun should be everybody's main watchword for everything, really, for life. Should be a first question for most things. Is it going to be fun? If it is, then why not do it? If it's not going to be fun, then don't do it. Obviously you can't see his head in there at all, but his ears do stick out the sides, so I'm going to paint his ears. There we go. Not sure what that is down the side there. If that's part of his head or an earring or something. Hasn't got one on the other side. I don't know. Not sure what colour this. I want to say squig, but I don't think it is. If it isn't, why do I want to say squig? I sort of need to paint that before I do the arm, because the arm goes over the top of it again. But I don't know. Are they sort of reddish, aren't they? Well, that one's going to be, because I've decided to. Let's have a quick look. Gaz Vickers can't decide between goths and bad moons. Scorched Earth models picked up some nids for a change of pace. What's a nid? I don't know. Speed says, Apple Smapple. They're not proper watches. They're a closed loop computer tracking your every move, so the centre of the Earth lizard Steve knows where you are. Iron Sky 2 reference. Sprugloo says, last episode of Game of Thrones in 5 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to be stupid and stay up and watch it so I can spoil it for everyone at work in the morning, if I wake up, that is. Yeah, I'm a little bit behind on Game of Thrones. I've watched half of the second season, well, all of the first season and half of the second season, but then I sort of gave up on it and got distracted. But then I started watching it again, and I've got the first episode. Excuse me, drinking. So yeah, I will get back to it and watch it. I've got the first 7 seasons all lined up, ready to go, and by the time I've got through them, the 8th will be available and ready to go. So yeah, no spoilers, please. Put the fun in functional, says Bradley. Yeah, I never really got into Game of Thrones, says Jamie. Speed says, ouch, picking up nids sounds painful. Can you even get cream for that? Tyranid, says Guess. Oh, right, okay. I don't know. I know the word, but I don't know what they are. As one of the arts and craft pioneers says, everything you have should either be useful or beautiful. Ah, okay. Just when I'm useful then, really, isn't it? So, yeah. Call in 6 brew, says George. Game of Thrones, what you play on breaks when the loo is in use. Right, so let's move that to one side again. I shall pull back down the 3 bits that I've already painted, so they can come off of there. I won't put them on quite yet, but they're ready to go next time, sometime. We've got the big bear over there as well. So, what's next? Let's see. If I've done the greens on all of them, then that's the greens. Fine, good. It's Speed says, calling sick, asked to be put on speaker, deliver spoilers. Yeah, you get it all, and then they won't know what you've been doing the night before and why you're sick at all. No problem at all, yeah. Got a sore throat, George, says Brugru, yeah. Games Workshop's knockoff Xenomorph from Aliens. Probably, yeah. Right, while I've got this on here, let's do the thingy. I think a dark red. So, base of Mephiston red. Why not? I've got it sitting here, might as well use it. Or I delve into my box of Citadel paint goodness box and pull out a different red. Blood for the Blood God. Gotta get that in somewhere. I might as well do the little... Now I want to say Nurgle. I don't know what... I already should have a cheat sheet of what things are called, so I don't sound like a complete idiot. Just a partial idiot, like normal. Yeah, so... That's that. I shall find one of my smaller brushes. What's that one? Regiment? That's a bit smaller than that base, so that would let me get in to do the bits around him. Yeah, that'll do. Blood for the Blood God. He can be a blood weevil something. That looks just like you've cut your finger, then it really does. It is an impressive paint, but Blood for the Blood God. Speed says, reminds me of a joke, which is unfortunately is wholly inappropriate for this chat. The chat is fair game as far as I'm concerned. I won't read it out because obviously monetisation is quite nice, but the chat I don't believe affects monetisation in any way, shape or form. So, you know, assuming nobody objects, which we'll find out soon if they do, feel free. I might snigger at it, but I won't read it out. Right, so I'm going to paint thingy there, old Eric the Nurgle, or whatever, I don't know. What is this thing called, everybody, people? You all know things. You all know things and I know nothing, so teach me the ways of the hamster. It's some sort of, I'm wanting to say squig now, but what was the big thing, well, the big little thing, what, which is which? I know squig wasn't that what Fox said his nickname was in school or something? Is that one of the little things or one of the tiny things that he's squeezing? It's an oiler. I'm saying oiler squig. Sounds familiar, but I don't know if that's because that's what he's getting the oil out of, or if that's what his job is. Not jobbies. I shall just give this the first coat, and then I'll find out just how wrong I am about everything in the chat. The red's coming out very, very dark on this black. Hopefully the second coat will brighten it up somewhat. So let's let that dry and we'll see. If it's bad you have to ban yourself, says Sprue Glue. No, I'll leave it. It even made me go, oh, that's, oh. Zesta says runt. I'm not sure if he's saying that's what that's called or if he's just being abusive at me. I'll get my coat ready, Sprue. Blood for Blood God. Warhamster get nuts for the chip and chap throne. I don't know what that means. Is that runt with a C, says Sprue Glue. What, you mean runk? I don't know. Is it a grot? And Spid says runk. There's a squiggy grot with garlic and tagliatelle. It says Sergeant Bones. I bet he's in the kitchen. Hello, Bones. How you been? Right. So, yeah. It's not going to be dry yet, but I can get some extra paint on there. Yeah, let's forget about that for now. While I've got this in my hand, though, I shall go back to the tiny bit of lead belcher that I've still got in here, which is probably not going to be enough. But if this is a light coating and the black comes through in lots of patches, dark patches and things, it's actually a good thing. Because I'm pretty sure this one wouldn't be wearing any of the best equipment. He's definitely got hand-me-down, I would say armour, but equipment. He's not going to have the best of the helmet, is he? It's going to be so bad, even the metal is wearing off of the metal. Trying to get some underneath, although you can't really see underneath at all on this one. Then I shall come back and see if everybody's put me right as to what everything's called. I need to do that as well. Sergeant Bones says, how did you guess, Chris? Hobby room and kitchen. Plus a PC in both, because I spend most of my time in each room. It's the only 2 rooms you've got, isn't it? We know this. Your house just consists of hobby room, kitchen. You've probably got a bed in one of them rooms as well. Just running out of lead bilger. Might just have enough to do this. It's not like I could, go to the pot and get some more out, because that would be cheating or something. Wouldn't be able to I could get it straight out of the pot, because Fox isn't here. Oh, I'm tempted now. No. Must resist. Fox knows all things. So yeah, the pipe needs painting in a different colour, but that's okay. Cool. Right, let's see. I read that Spiricue grow with garlic and tagliatelle. Spid's always with a coffee. Yeah, Spid's always got a coffee. Bones is always in the kitchen. Sprue glue never wins anything, and Pascal's always first. There you go. Sergeant Bones says, no, I have a cat room, library, and a loo. Cool. Right. I know I'm going to need some magnification at some point to get to do inner details and things like that. But it's coming together. I like it when a plan comes together. Let's see if I can get some more red on this, whatever it is. You haven't told me what the thing is yet. I'm waiting. I'm thinking squid, not squid. Squig? I don't know. And I think the front of that needs to be in a metallic as well, because it's a lot of plugs plugged into the front of his face. I'm assuming it's his face. It might not be his face. I don't want to think about that anymore. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need some magnification for painting some details on this. But there we go, that's what it's all about, isn't it? The trouble with magnification and filming is you need the camera and my eyes to be in the same place. And no 2 things can occupy the same space at the same time. That's another leg sitting down on the other side of him there, isn't it? Look. That's like a squig leg. Because it's got 2 legs. Or is that the pipe? No, the hose goes sort of behind him and comes out that side. The leg goes down there. So yeah, it's definitely a leg that goes down there. There's work to be done on the front. But apart from that, that's coming together quite nicely. It's not quite as bloody red as I'd hoped, but that's the problem with going over the black. Might have to give it another coat when it's dried. That'll probably brighten it up a touch. But then again, doing some browns or whatever on the leather apron that he's wearing will also add some shading and make that red pop out a little bit more. Spruglu says, so we're agreed. The 3 big dudes, Errol, Roland and Neville, and the little thing is Spiddy Q8. I didn't say that. I didn't. Nobody said that. He hasn't got. Is that? It might be a coffee squig. That might be what he's ready to squirt coffee out. Do some sort of coffee serving. So maybe. It may be. Yeah, so I'll put that to one side for now again. Now I know why people have got more than one of these painting handle things, because it'd be a lot easier to leave that in there and carry on. I think this doesn't come apart. Yeah, you can take the bottom bit off and put that on your camera tripod. No, I don't know why you would want to do that. But yeah, it's very useful. I'll give you that. I won't give you that because I need it, but yeah, it was a good purchase. So let's see, where are we now? We're progressing. I think the big bad will have to be the orange one, for no reason other than it's the big bad, so that's got to be the orange one. So I shall get my oranges ready. Base of Mephiston red, and then I shall use the other 2 oranges for highlighty shading shenanigans. But Mephiston red is the one to go, so I'll leave that shaking. We've been here an hour, so yeah, some more to go. I don't know how much more to go, but there's some. Shaky. Right, a lot of people use these shaky machines, but I don't feel the need. I think shaking by hand is perfectly acceptable. And you can certainly get a good amount of shaking going on with your hands. There's a whole lot of shaking going on. Paul says, yep, agreed. Sergeant Bone says, agreed. So I think that was proposed, seconded, and approved by the committee. I, of course, will promptly forget. So I hold it on all of you to remind me next week that we now have names for them. We still haven't got a name for my hamster, though, have we? Because we gave up on that, apparently. And where did Neville come from? Shouldn't it be Kevin? I'm not sure now. I'm slightly confused. Right. Basing of the red. Yes, let's go in with the small medium base brush and see. It definitely needs to be all of this bit. Obviously there's going to be wear and chipping and stuff around the edges. But before we can do the edges, we need to do the main body of it, don't we? I'm not going to do the black. The black bit I'm going to leave inside, because I think putting the red inside will make it a bit too bright in there. I want that to be dark and shady. Mainly because it means less work to do. But it will actually look better being dark and shady, rather than bright. So we're getting this. I'm just blocking in. Do I need to do the back in? I've done the backs on all of them in lead belcher, so I think the backpack needs to be lead belcher on this. But that's going to be the red bit in the middle, or orange by the time I've finished. But you know. So let's get that in there. Those side bits I decided were actually part of the armour, not part of him. So that needs to be in the red, not the green. Around the top. Joining up to around here. Let's see, that bit in there I think is going to be red. Obviously coming down the side, and all of that bit. So it's going to be red down there. That bit there. Across there. The bit in the middle at the front there, but not the hanging pennant thing is going to be a different colour. Let's see where I can get in around the edges. Up there. Around there. And the bits around the back. The edges I can come back in and tidy up with a smaller brush afterwards. This is just getting in, sort of blocking in where I need to go. That side I haven't got to yet. There. Back over the front. That bit in the corner there. Aviad's in, can't stick around. Just had to say how proud I am seeing you painting an orc and using your wet palette. It's like you're all grown up now. Look, painting handle as well. Thank you, Aviad. Thanks for popping in. Make sure I tell Fox what I'm doing. He's been painting straight out of all those orange paint. I have not. You, oh, Sprugu, you, oh, just when I was starting to like you a little bit. No need for that. Quite capable of getting in trouble myself without other people getting me into trouble. Right, so this is the base coat, the base layer, not layer, base. It's called a base because it's the base. It's all about the base. How long before I get some paint on my painting handle? Is that live stream quiz? I reckon actually that bit is going to be armour. Maybe that bit as well. Better to paint it and not need it painted than find out afterwards that I should have. So yeah, let's get that bit the other side done as well. There we go. Yeah, I like that. I guess next stream is when I'm going to start painting the painter hand. I could do it now just to make you wrong. This is your channel, Chris. If you want to paint straight from the pot, then do so. No, I've got to do it properly. Fox would be all cross if I didn't. He's still going to paint me, draw me a Warhamster, but I can't give him any excuse. If I turn around and have knowingly painted wrong, then he's going to say, no, you did it wrong. I said to paint you one, said I'd draw you one if you did it right, but you did it wrong. So I can't just go around making stuff up like that. I think the red's going to go across the top there, but this bit's going to be gunmetal mostly. Now let's see where these arm things are attached. So how much of that is going to be metal and how much of that's going to be painted and then metal? I reckon this bit's going to be originally painted, probably chipped a lot, but the chipping on this, I should certainly be doing the chipping over the top rather than, you know, masking and painting and doing that sort of stuff. So let's get some paint on there to begin with. I reckon this first layer in there as well, the bit that's on top is separate, but this bit is going to be red. Same the other side. So this is going to be red, as is that bit across there. Keep saying red. This is the one that's going to be orange though, isn't it? So that's that. The legs probably about the same. So all of this was probably originally red. The pistony bits are going to be metallic. But that's going to be red, as are the whole feet. And I'll chip after. Butt, red butt. Some sort of underclothing there, the trousers that he's going to be wearing, I need to do something with. But we'll come back to that. It's always a good plan. If you don't know what you're doing, ignore it. Leave it for later. And you might have a clue when you come back. You probably won't. I won't. I certainly won't have a clue. Ever. There we go. Just go buy a real hamster, says Fruglu. I take it that your job as a watchmaker helps with a steady hand. Probably, yeah. I don't know. They've always been my hands. But yeah, if you're looking to do something steady, then definitely ground yourself. So get contacts on arms on the bench. Obviously, you're holding something there, but get a finger or two on that as well. Don't just try and randomly paint from there. If you've got a finger against there, that gives you an amazing amount of stability without really thinking about it. Even the slightest movement of one thing or the other, and they move together, whereas you can't do that if you're not holding it. So it may be a stupid observation, but anywhere you can hold something, hold it. Holding's better than not holding. The inside of that foot. So lots of red on there. I reckon the clothing's going to have to be like a brown. I didn't dig any of them out of my box. I shall do that for next time. And start off with that, and then come back and touch up with the red base. See, look at me planning. I'm definitely all grown up. But it's nice to have this blocked in. That bit up there is going to be red. So apart from anything else, when I come back next week, I'll have a vague idea. Actually, saying that, while I'm here, I'm not here next week. I'm having the day off. It's a bank holiday weekend here in the UK, actually, next weekend. So there isn't any models on the next Monday either. So I'm taking advantage of the long weekend, a couple of days off work, and going away briefly. So I'm not going to be here next Sunday. Don't expect a stream. Well, you can expect all you like, but there won't be a Warhamster from me next week. I assume Fox is still there, although it's bank holiday for him as well, because although he's up north, he's not that far up north. It's still the same country. So yeah, Fox will keep you informed as to his plans, but I'm not going to be doing the Warhamster next Sunday evening. I shall return in 2 weeks' time. So, other news. Last week, if you were here, you may have noticed that I, on the stream actually, achieved 2,000 subscribers. 2,000 of you lovely people have seen fit to click that little button on YouTube that subscribes you to my channel. And many of you keep coming back and watching the videos that I put up. So thank you all for that. And to thank you all for that, I am giving away a mug. One of my branded Gross Models mugs. And to get that, all you have to do is watch and comment on my 2,000 subscriber giveaway post video thing, which is a couple of videos up that way up on my channel. So when this is finished, you've got a few days, about 10 or 12 days until the competition ends, for you to go and watch and comment on that video. And on Thursday the 30th, I believe it is, the last Thursday of the month, Thursday week, when I'm doing my evening with everyone, because it's the last Thursday in the month, I shall be using the YouTube random comment picker to, well, you know what it does. It randomly picks a comment from YouTube, and the person who posted that comment will win one of them. I'll grab it, but nothing in it, so I can tip it up. A Gross Models mug, official. There's only one in existence at the moment. There might be two in existence, obviously, when someone wins one and I have another one made. So yes, as Zadster says, there's 2,029 viewers now. Nice, yeah. I've got an extra 29 viewers in the past week. Probably because I started a new build series. I've started doing the D'Agostini X-Wing, which is another part work. So yeah, have a look around, watch that. As I say, you've got till the end of the month, basically, on the Thursday stream. And of course, the Thursday stream is, as I say, an open for everyone live stream. So, by all means, come in live and join me on that. This week is just me and the gang, and my patrons. I've recently opened my live streams to my lovely patrons, as another thank you for putting up with me, and being my patrons. So they're free to join me. George has joined me for the last couple, but you never know who's going to be free and who's going to want to pop in. So come and see that this Thursday. Next Thursday is, say, the chance for everybody to join in. So if you want to do that, you've got a week to sort out getting a camera, webcam sort of thing set up. And come in and join. And say you might be on live and you might win. Obviously you don't have to be on live to win, but it'd be nice if the person who won is actually there on camera. That'd be lovely. I think that's probably about it for tonight, actually, because I'm not going to do a whole nother colour. And I need to let that dry before I can get in and do the other bits that I forgot about doing first. But it feels like I've achieved something tonight. I had Tiger Tank 2 says, sweet, I could use that at work. You could. I need to trim a couple of hairs off of that one. That's for some reason going a little bit spiky. I need to clean my brushes properly at some point. So, yeah, I'm going to call that an evening. Where's the little dude? There he is. We've got some stuff done. Well, I have. You've just been watching. But, yeah. So we've got some greens painted on all of them. Most of them done. And a big start on that. And I've just got an order in for a cup of tea. She's found the icon for a cup of tea. So far so good, says Esther. Yes, thank you all for watching. I shall tidy up a bit before going and making tea. Get all my paints back together. And leave all this set up ready for next week. And the paint in the wet palette will stay just about there. And probably be alright. Although it might get warm during the week, so it might not. But we'll find out next week if it's any good. If it is, great. If it isn't, we'll make some more up. As ever, thank you for watching. And next is, well, it's Sunday today, so tomorrow, E-Models. We're here this week, but not the week after, obviously, as I say, bank holiday. Then we got Thursday with the evening with me and the gang. Then there isn't here next Sunday, as I say, don't forget, you get a week off from me. And then, as I say, no E-Models that week either, so then it's back to the Thursday. So, yeah. Jamie Bones has a quick question. Says, anyone watching the new Chernobyl TV series? No, I heard about it and thought that looks quite interesting, and then promptly forgot about it. So, no, but it's something that I probably will quite enjoy. I might try and catch it on catch up. Pascal says put it in the refrigerator. Yep, that is an option. That has been advised, but it's a long way to the fridge from here, and I'll forget, and someone will eat it. So no, I'll leave it there, and we'll find it. It'll be a good science experiment. I won't use it for a couple of weeks, and we'll see if it's any good. I don't use it normally for other paints often, but sometimes I do. You know, we'll see. Sprugu says, I don't think Gemma will let Chris put that in the fridge. I could put it in the top of the fridge. Can't reach the top of the fridge. But no, I'll leave it there, and we'll have a science experiment next week, or two weeks time and see if it works or not. I'm going to take him off of there because this is like sprung, and it's never good to leave sprung things under tension if you can help it. It helps the life of the spring to work better if it's relaxed. So they're all ready to go. They'll sit there for another fortnight. And yeah, I'm going to click the button now. And Jim's saying, well, I'll go and explain to her in a little while. Tiger Tank 2 says, had fun, Chris. Thanks for letting us watch you dab some paint. You're more than welcome. Enjoy watching. And yeah, I shall see you all next time. Well, say most of you will no doubt be watching E-Models tomorrow night, so I'll be there then. Then you get to see my real face, not just my hands. So good night all. Have a pleasant one, and I'll see you for more hamsters in 2 weeks' time. Not 1 week, 2 weeks' time. So see you then. Bye bye.